To ask you about, what are your thoughts on Ilia right now?
He's a little bitch, lad. How can you sit there and call yourself a world champion and quit on your still when the going gets tough? You know what I mean? You don't do that. Real fighters don't do that. And then my two mates in the main event, Ilia versus Justin. Ilia did say he was going to come back around this time, so June, perfect for him. And obviously Justin Gaethje said himself when he was fighting me, he wants to beat me and then go on to fight on the White House. And he's done it. You know what I mean? That's off to him. He said he was going to do that. That's a scrap. You know what I mean? They're going to come out and they're going to try and take each other's heads off. But everyone's already counting Gaethje out and we've already learned you can't do that. I don't know, I've got a sneaky suspicion that Gaethje might pull off an upset here and surprise everyone. As you know, it's a fight. It's a fist fight. It can go either way. Anyone could beat anyone. In the White House, he's probably going to have a little bit more motivation to go out there and win because it's in front of his presidents in his home country. We'll have to see how that one plays out because obviously it's big implications for the rest of the division. I'm obviously going to be watching that. I'll have my eye on that, but I'm going to be focused on whoever I get to fight next, and hopefully I'm going to find out the next few weeks when my next fight will be, and hopefully it's around that time. Hopefully it's around.
Paddy the PADDY Pimblett wastes absolutely no time dropping a bombshell. He says Ilia Topuria is a little for quitting on himself. This isn't ordinary trash talk. It's a brutal attack on Topuria's fighting spirit, something rarely heard inside the UFC beyond the usual weigh-in theatrics. It's a bold claim from Pimblett, especially considering Topuria's recent undefeated run. And what he says next makes it clear he genuinely believes he has Topuria's number, records or not.
Justin Gaethje beat me and I said he was going to beat Ilia because I know I'd beat Ilia. You know what I mean? I know MMA math doesn't work, but I know I beat Ilia and Justin Gaethje beat me, so it was a no-brainer for me that Justin Gaethje.
Most fighters would never compare themselves to someone who just suffered defeat, but Paddy is clearly not most fighters. He openly admits Justin Gaethje beat him, yet he's using that very loss as evidence that he can defeat Ilia Topuria. Paddy predicted Gaethje would beat Topuria, and that prediction became reality. This isn't simply MMA math. It reveals a deep confidence in his abilities and an almost prophetic read on Topuria's weaknesses. And that confidence becomes even more striking when his next revelation...
Never lost before, and he's about 27, and his whole aura around his fighting is I'm unbeaten, no one can beat me. Now he's just being beat by Justin Gaethje, in his words, 38-year-old man. Know what I mean? When he beat me.
Yeah.
And then he just went and absolutely punched his face in before.
Paddy ka Kana Hai ku Ilia Topuria ki Sabasi Bari Strength Uski Invincible Image T. Lekin 38 Sol ku Justin Gaethje Esi Harn ku Bad Wo Ora Tut Chuki Hai. Paddy Kumutabik is Los Ni Topuria ka Mental Confidence Kamzer Kar Dia Hai. A Paddy Apney upcoming opponent Kukalov be psychological warfare use Karka Uski self-belief KO Todna Chada.
I know I'm going to beat him.
See, this is why people gravitate towards you, Paddy, because you got to be confident to say, listen, I'm going to beat this guy. I'm going to smoke this guy. I'm going to stop him or whatever. But a lot of people won't do that.
No, I'm going to beat him. That's a 100% fact.
How are you going to beat him?
100% fact.
How are you going to beat him?
It depends, to be honest. I keep having mad thoughts about knocking him out with an eye kick, but you never know. You never know. But I think his chaoticness...
A head kick knockout?
I don't know, but I think his chaoticness and his style, his intensity, his aggressiveness is going to be to his detriment against me. I think I'll end up catching him in something.
All right, today's video is sponsored by Zapliz T1. Now listen, I'm 47 and I've been hitting the head a lot for a living, but I still feel sharper now at 47 than what I did when I was 30. And that's not luck. That is looking after the right things. Now the fact is, men's testosterone...
Good fighter, lad, don't get me wrong, but I don't understand how we got moved above me in the rankings for beating Dan Hooker. Damn the bum Hooker.
Does that piss you off?
Yeah. And that's why as soon as I got offered the fight with BSD, I was like, yeah.
Why is that?
I want me ranking back.
What do you think the rankings are looking at?
I don't know,
my head
you know, like, as I say, lads, Dan Hooker would get out grappled by a blind man with no legs. You know what I mean? And
because you were on a 7-fight win streak.
Yeah.
You pushed Justin Gaethje to the absolute limit. Close fight, 3-2-ish, something like that. The rankings are supposed to now look at fights and then based upon that, adjust your ranking.
It's one of them. Well, when I beat him on the weekend, I'll be back in rank 5.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So that's all I'm thinking about.
So Ilia Topuria, you think you're going to fight. When do you think that'll happen?
I don't know. I just think, I know it's inevitable in the next couple of years. I've got to fight him. There's no way we end our careers without fighting each other.
No, of course.
No way. and I'll send his fat ass back down to featherweight.
And what about Justin Gaethje?
I hope so, but he's towards the end of his career, but things must let him down.
I saw you said that you'd go up to 170 for Conor.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Of course.
Yeah. Why not?
Why not? You know what I mean? I'd love to have a little fight at 170, see how my body feels at it, and do it against Conor McGregor.
I think if Conor can win this, I think he fights Islam Makhachev next. Which I know is a crazy shout.
Yeah.
But think about the storyline.
Yeah, the storyline that they've got.
Everything with Khabib and all the rest of it. Because Conor will take that fight. Of course he would. Because say what you want about that guy, he ain't going to turn a fight down.
The welterweights won't be happy.
Okay.
It's all about the strikers on that game for me, the number 9s.
And then Benoit Saint-Denis, when we're finishing him.
Hopefully the first round, lad, get him out of there nice and fast. I don't need another one of them 5-round wars, lad. No, I don't need another one of them 6 months after the last one.
How did you feel after that? How was the body?
Sad.
Yeah.
One of the maddest thing ever is.
How did you feel after that? How was the body?
Sad.
Yeah.
One of the maddest thing ever is. The sorest my body has ever been.
Go on.
After fighting Tony Ferguson.
Really?
And I've dominated for 3 rounds.
Yeah, it's weird,
my body has never, his bones were made out of metal. People are scared of getting punched.
Sometimes on the end of the nose, that can sting a little bit.
I just don't think getting punched hurts.
I was meant to just clip myself. All right, give us your prediction for Benoit then.
Yeah, I think I finish him fast. I think he's going to probably put his head in a choke and get put fast asleep. I don't think he'll tap. I think he'll go unconscious.
Okay. Well, mate, all the best. Congrats on everything.
Paddy's confidence isn't a facade. He's stating as fact that he will defeat Benoit Saint-Denis. No maybe, no hope, just certainty. That level of conviction draws fans in and warns opponents. They're not just facing Paddy, they're facing a man who believes he cannot lose, and his prediction for how he'll beat Benoit is truly wild. That prediction is unusual for a fighter known for his grappling. It adds a layer of unpredictability to Paddy's game plan and underscores his self-belief. He isn't just looking to win, he wants a highlight reel finish. This willingness to call his shot enhances his appeal, yet it also ignores conventional wisdom. His confidence in finishing Benoit stems directly from his read on Benoit's aggressive style. Paddy views Benoit Saint-Denis's aggression and intensity not as assets, but as liabilities. He believes the chaotic style will create an opening that Paddy can exploit for a finish. This isn't mere speculation, it's a tactical read, indicating that Kadyrov has studied his opponent's tendencies and devised a counter-strategy. Now, while we're discussing tactical advantages, let's consider the broader implications of Paddy's career trajectory. Paddy is openly baffled by the decision to rank Benoit Saint-Denis above him, particularly since he dismisses the opponent Benoit defeated as Dan the Bum Ho. This isn't merely a matter of personal ego. It highlights a genuine frustration with the subjective nature of UFC rankings. For a fighter like Paddy, who believes he consistently pushes his limits and delivers exciting performances, seeing someone he perceives as less accomplished ranked higher only fuels his fire. Ultimately, this reflects his broader journey to return to the position where he believes he truly belongs. Paddy's direct comparison, likening Dan Hooker being taken down by a blind man with no legs to his own close, competitive bout with Justin Gaethje, highlights his view that the rankings are fundamentally broken. He sees the route back to the top as straightforward: defeat Benoit. This isn't arrogance, it's a logical plan based on performance comparison. He's already looking beyond this fight, confirming his next target. While the immediate challenge remains his priority, the shadow of Ilia Topuria looms large. Paddy reiterates that a collision between them is inevitable, asserting that neither man can finish their career without facing the other. This isn't merely a hope, it is a declaration of destiny, a fight that both competitors appear to be building toward. Regarding their eventual encounter, Paddy said, "I'll send Ilia's fat ass back down to featherweight." This long-term outlook on their rivalry suggests that Paddy is focused not just on his next fight, but on defining his entire legacy. PADDY Pimblett's willingness to move up to 170 pounds for a fight against Conor McGregor highlights both his ambition and his business savvy. This move isn't just about the competition, it's about securing the biggest payday and the largest platform possible. For Pimblett, a welterweight clash with McGregor would be the ideal scenario to demonstrate his adaptability and his pursuit of major bouts. It also underscores that while Ilia Topuria remains a rival, a fight with McGregor represents a unique opportunity to elevate his career to superstardom, regardless of the weight class. However, this isn't the only bold call-out he has directed at Conor McGregor. Paddy's bold prediction that Conor McGregor will face Islam Makhachev next is a storytelling masterclass packed with the narrative weight of Khabib. He grasps the UFC's appetite for big-picture rivalries that cross weight classes. This isn't merely a fan fantasy, it's a clear acknowledgement of the sport's business side, where compelling storylines can outweigh traditional rankings. Paddy argues that Conor would accept the fight, regardless of the welterweight repercussions, because the storyline, the vibe, and the drama are irresistible. That perspective shows Paddy as a fighter who knows his role in the broader UFC ecosystem, not just inside the octagon. Now, let's focus on his immediate goal. Paddy is crystal clear. He wants a fast finish against Benoit Saint-Denis, ideally in the first round. He says outright that he doesn't want another 5-round war like his previous bout, showing he's learned the importance of fight longevity and body recovery. This isn't just confidence. It's a strategic imperative to avoid unnecessary damage and move on quickly. He wants to end the fight nice and fast, a stark contrast to the gritty, drawn-out battle he envisions with Topuria. The urgency becomes even more apparent when he reflects on his past fights. It is genuinely surprising to hear Paddy admit his body felt more battered after his dominant win over Tony Ferguson than it did following his grueling war with Justin Gaethje. He said, "His bones were like metal." This highlights the unique, unseen toll certain fights take on an athlete. It serves as a reminder that damage isn't always immediate or visible. Sometimes it manifests as a deeper, more insidious form of wear and tear. This insight into his recovery explains why he is so eager to finish Benoit Saint-Denis quickly. The mental game, however, remains an entirely different beast. Paddy's dismissive claim that getting punched in the face doesn't hurt reveals a powerful psychological edge. It's more than bravado. It's a mindset that lets him absorb punishment and keep moving forward, essential for his aggressive style. That same attitude explains his willingness to stand and trade, a quality that makes his fights thrilling. This sense of invulnerability, combined with his supreme confidence, is exactly what he'll bring into the cage against Benoit. His final prediction for the bout perfectly captures this mentality. Paddy's final prediction for Benoit Saint-Denis is brutal and direct. He says Benoit will put his opponent fast asleep, not
Paddy KO surf knockout nahi. Baki Isa unconscious or decisive finish chahi jaim koi doubt narahi. Uska confidence bilkul absolute high. Absol yahai kukia Paddy ki Benoit ko kalaf prediction sachogi or kia is jeet kabad uska Ilia Topuria kusath inevitable showdown ka rasta clear ho jayega.